Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where I'm going to show you how to use High Level for your email marketing. Now, if you don't yet use High Level, you can start by getting a free trial on the link below that I'll put on the description, and then we can get right into it. I'm going to do you a demo on a demo account that I have. So there is no names, no nothing, but it's just purely to show you how to create an email template for your marketing, so that every time you want to send an email, you already have a template. You just need to insert the content, and it will save you so much time and effort every single week. So let's dive right into it. You want to make sure that you are on the right sub account that you're working on. If you're an agency, you want to create the campaigns on the client's account directly. And once you go into marketing, you click on emails, and it's going to take you to this page. Let me reload this because this shouldn't be the page where you get in. All right, you get into your statistics page. So remember, this is a demo account, so there's going to be no numbers in here, but you'll be able to see basically how much money has been generated through emails on a single week, on a month basis, anything. You will be landing on this page when you click on emails. So you'll see the revenue for the week, the average order value, the order rate, the total orders, and everything is broken down here, which is quite amazing. Now, before we start creating a campaign, we want to go and create templates. And the reason why is because if every time you have to start from scratch and create a new style of email, you're just wasting so much time. But if you create a template, even if it's just for a very simple email template, to just even have the footer or the header, something like that, it is worth it. So how you're going to do that? You're going to go to new, and then you're going to do create from existing campaign or email marketing templates, blank template, or you want to import a template. I would suggest you go with a blank template. It's going to take you here, and then you get to decide. I personally would use like the design editor, which is like a very simple way to drag and drop. So let's go with that. And it's going to take you to a very blank page. Now, I have to mention something that I find it's trendy at the moment. And I'm talking at the moment. So this is May 2025. But when it comes to female creators and entrepreneurs that are female-based, I see a trend of a lot of them having a header and sometimes even like a footer, but especially the header. And when it comes to males sending emails, I don't see that. Like they go straight into the email, straight to the point. It's usually a very simple white background, normal fonts, nothing fancy, nothing that. And what I do have to say from a point of view where I'm reading a lot of emails, every time I open an email from a female, because I scroll through a lot of newsletters that I sign up to, every time it's a female creator and she does have her banner, and I'm going to show you in a second what I'm talking about, I straight away know who is it from. And that I feel like does have an advantage, or maybe it does have an advantage for woman to woman, because I'm very visual and I can quickly know and see if I want to read that email or not, knowing from who it's coming from. But when it comes to like just receiving a very simple email that is like black and white, I often have to go and read who is it from. So I scroll through that much more easy, and I stop more when there is a header. So I'm going to show you how to do with a header and without a header. But what I'm talking about headers, I'm going to show you here is this. And these are just like the first few emails that get through me, but this is Jamie C's email. She always have like a header, and it's not always the same, but at least it's her fonts. It's usually her face or something that reminds me of her all the time. So I know it's her. And then she gets right into her email. This is another creator that I really like. She does have more of a always the same header for the last emails at least that I saw. And it just looks like that. It's her name. You straight know that it's her. I mean, no questions asked there. Then you also have a big picture, which I'm not really fan because you have to scroll through, but I cut it through. But this is the whole picture with the name of the person. And then she gets into her emails. And then you have headers that, like Jamie C, are more changeable. So depending on the newsletter type, that's what we get. And then you also have just the logo. And even by just having the logo, to me, as soon as I open the email, I know straight away who it is from, and I want to maybe read it or maybe not, but at least I'm associating. And because the name is coming back in my head all the time, I think about this brand more often than I would think of some male creators that are sending me newsletters that I don't remember their name, because it is not obvious unless you read the whole shebang of subject line and name. But if you scroll through open emails, like, that's not the first thing that I see personally. So I really like the idea of just having maybe something simple like this, or maybe having like a very simple header. So how are we going to create that on high level? From here, so let's say we want to just delete everything, just start from scratch totally. You have this little gray line that we can change later. I'm going to show you how to change the color of that. But you first want to add an element, and that element will be a section. Oh, come on. There we go. You want to see that black line. And so once you have a section, you have to drop content here. What does that mean? Is that click on your drop the content, and then you're going to either come to here where you can change the layout, the columns, the paddings, the everything in here. And you can just add either an image, a text, or anything. If you have a header and you want to just add your image, just put it in here, and then you go on your images and you add your image. Easy peasy, you got this. You can also choose not to have any padding, so at least there is no background color. So if you remove all the paddings, that's how we're going to make it look like that's just your header. And if your picture, it's going to come up as the size of your picture. So you want to make sure you're using like a long format horizontal picture. There you go. So that would be your header. I'm not going to put anything there because I don't actually have anything on here, but you would go here, upload from media library. This is a demo account, so there is nothing. You'll go on your uploads, and then you'll just add any picture that you want to add there. All right. I'm just going to add a little title as well for you so that you see. But let's say we don't want a picture. Opa. You're just going to come here and get this and then delete. And let's say you just want a header and just say that this like the weekly recap newsletter, however you want to call it. This is just an example, guys. But let's say that you just want a little title. Maybe it's your name, maybe it's your brand name, maybe it's, you know, a very small picture of your brand, just like Boss Babe has, like that. So this would be a picture. Then the next thing that you want to add, it's the core of the email. So the text. Oops. You don't want to do that. So this is the thing that I wanted to show you. You don't want to be doing this because then you're on the same section. Instead, what you want to do, it's add a new layout. You're going to add it under. And then here, this is where you're going to add your text. All right. I'm just going to put hi client, just so you know that this is where the text is going to go. And then you're going to add your email here. Okay. You're going to be able to edit all these. You've got the paragraphs. This is a heading, but you can also just change everything to paragraph. And then you can just choose whatever font you want. There we go. You want something that's very highly, easily readable, sorry. Because you don't want your clients to have to struggle to read that. But there you go. This would be the core of your email. And then the one thing that you don't want to miss out on is you create another layout. And then on this layout, you're going to create your footer. Where's my footer? Here. Okay. And why is this important? This is important because you always want your footer to have maybe your social links, maybe to have your terms and condition. You need you need your unsubscribe from this list link. So this is a good way to do it. You can also, what I love from here, that is so easy and simple, is to add your social media accounts. So they're going to show up like this. I mean, they can show up like in another way, in gray if you want, or you can just choose the style. In order to change the links, you're just going to have to do it once, and then you're never going to have to do it again. So then here, you're going to go to your Facebook and you're going to add your Facebook URL here. So let's say I'm just going to see if I'm connected. Okay, you're just going to want to add this link here and do that for all your social media. If you need to remove something, you just remove it. If you need to add, you can also add, and you'll have here like a whole list of things that you can add, but you can also custom if it's not there. So then you can, if you custom, you can just give it a little picture here, an icon. So you're going to want to add an icon here if you want that. Anyways, you can customize everything here. Now that we have this here, we're going to just call this template. So if this is your weekly recap, you're going to put here weekly recap template. And then you're going to save the template. Then you're going to go back. And your templates are all going to show up here. Once they're done, if you just want to change this one and put like Monday podcast announcement, but you want the same footer, you want the same thing, you just want to change the banner, you're just going to come here and then you're going to clone this and just say, I don't know, Monday podcast announcement. And so you're going to clone it and you're just going to change the header, for example. Let's go and do that together. So on the header, let's say that we're going to want to have the background black as well. And so we're going to want to have this white, right? Or you want to have a picture or something. Just keep it simple, keep it easy. And then I also said that I was going to show you how to remove this grayish from the background. So if you come down here and you go to appearance and then you go to template, you are going to see this background color. And this is where you change it. You either change it to white, black, whatever color fancies you. If you need to add something, you add it from here. Yeah, if you just have your links already, just add it there. And then that's going to change it for everything. There you go. You're going to be able to also customize a lot of the things here. It just makes it easier. But then you're going to save this template. And this is your templates created. Now, when you're going to want to send campaigns, and let's say you can schedule your Monday podcast announcements for the next month, what you're going to do is that you're just going to do new from your templates. You're going to select the template that you want. So Monday podcast announcement. And then here, you're going to customize this email. You can add pictures, you can add anything, but at least the layout, the base, the foundation stays the same. And then you're either going to send or schedule it. You can send now, schedule it, batch schedule. Or the moment, just focus on this, the sender email, the sender name. You want to make sure that the sender name is always the same, because when people see your name popping inside their inbox, they're going to be able to relate to you all the time. If you're changing the name or the way you're writing your name, they're going to get confused a little bit on who is actually sending the email. So just make sure that this is always the same subject line there. And then you choose who you're sending it to, what you want to track from here, and then done. You can send an email test to you, to anybody. You can preview the template. You can see the version history, file attachments, all of these from just here. So let's say if we save this, it's not going to send it. If you review and send, it will send. All right. I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, pop them on the comments below. I'll be happy to help you. And if you want to start your high-level trial, just click on the link in the description and you'll get a free trial to get started.